Hello, friends. I want to talk about a phrase from a book that I love. The book is Kamal Ravikant's Love Yourself Like Your Life Depends on It. And I really recommend this book. It helped me a lot with self-love. Historically, in my own love and metta practice, I have found it easier to send metta or love to other people and harder to send love to myself. And this book really helped with that sort of weak spot or blind spot, and made it much easier to love myself. And one of the practices in it, there's a number of practices and perspectives that he shares in that book, all of which I really loved. But one of them is a very simple question, which I would call a heart inquiry question or a love inquiry question. And the question is, what would I do if I loved myself truly and deeply? And so you ask yourself this question: what would I do if I loved myself truly and deeply? And you ask it in this situation, and you ask it in that situation, you ask it in this circumstance, you ask it in that circumstance. And this question has become a tried and true love practice for me that really helps in very practical ways. Inquiry traditionally with like koan practice or something leads to insights or deep understanding of the nature of self and other and reality. This in my experience has been a very practical inquiry question that leads to very specific behavior and choices in a variety of situations. So a really simple one that happens to me all the time is I've had a history with difficulty with eating and food, and that's a whole story. But I sometimes find it hard to eat food or to remember to eat food or to want to eat food. Often I want to do other things instead of eating food, but if I do that, typically 12, 24, 48 hours later, I won't be very happy. I'll have a headache, I'll be tired, have a bad mood. So skipping meals, skipping food is not good for me. And so if I ask myself, what would I do if I loved myself truly and deeply? I'm like, well, probably I'd go get lunch or cook some food or whatever the answer is. It's a very specific, very practical thing that I end up doing. Another one is like flossing my teeth or brushing my teeth, which I often do at night before bed, and I can be tired and I might not want to do it, but it's like, oh yeah, if I love myself truly and deeply, I would take care of my teeth before I go to bed. And so that often helps me with that very practical situation that I find myself in a fair bit. And of course, in more difficult situations, it can also guide the way. We all have different difficult interpersonal situations sometimes, and I can just ask myself, what would I do in this situation if I love myself truly and deeply? That's the way that Kamal Ravikant phrased it in the book. I might phrase it differently for me. Maybe you would want to phrase it differently, like how would I act out of self-love? Or what action here is the loving thing to do? You can find any phrasing that works for you. But the point is, what's the loving thing to do here? How would I love myself in this situation? What's the loving thing to do for me here, now? And sometimes the answer is obvious, and then we just do that. Sometimes it requires some reflection. Sometimes it requires creativity of, oh wow, there's a lot of different variables and needs here, and I need to be inventive with how to be loving here. But it's a question that's really guided me. I probably ask myself this most days, and it's helped me make choices that are loving to myself that I might not otherwise be inclined to make. And it's also helped me to navigate situations that I might have found difficult to do without love previously. So if love is the answer, if we need to dare to let love be the answer, then it can also be the question: what's the loving thing to do here? How can I love myself here? How can I love other people here? How can I love all beings in this situation? The truly loving thing is kind to ourselves and kind to others. It's kind to all parties that are involved. So that's some thoughts on that question. I can't recommend the book highly enough. Kamal Ravikant's Love Yourself Like Your Life Depends on It. If you have a hard time loving yourself or just want to be even more loving to yourself, it's a terrific book. and I hope you enjoy reading it. Let me know what you think and whether this practice is helpful for you also.